want to say something? Like, I know Osa was trying to get in. I'm sure.
I just wanted to apologize whenever you get a chance, Ham.
All right, it's all good. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of tuned in because when they trying to kick Flora off and she never been up here, I'm like, well, I'm trying to understand why they want to kick her so bad. But you know, go ahead, bro, and then we'll get Aaron in real quick.
I guess my question is, y'all focus so much on the crime part of things. No one talked about the positive things. Like,
I'm gonna rotate you. All right, just chill. Go ahead, bro.
Like the stats of black men being the most involved with their children, despite them being in the home or not. That's a good trend. The fact that your income has gone up since 1960, that's a good trend. Even though you don't make the most, it's a good trend. But we rather focus on the negativity, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, but what I'm saying is no one addressed that part of it. And those are stats that we should be focusing on and figuring out how we can continue to build on it.
Okay. Focus on what exactly, bro? I just want to make sure that point is heard.
Focusing on the fact that the income has gone up for black men. It just hasn't arisen to the quadruple amount of Asian men, but it has gone up since 1960. It hasn't gone down. It hasn't trended down. It's just that it's been moving forward just at a slower pace for whatever reason.
Question, Ro. Is that due to cost of living though, or is that due to working hard and putting that pain in though?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, dealing with high school kids, I honestly feel like I think my generation was taught the wrong thing to focus on. We were taught to focus on go to college, get an education, you get a good job, and that's not necessarily true. They didn't tell us about the loans. They didn't tell us about the debts. When you get to these millenniums and these Gen Zs, they have magnet schools now. They have training that are coming out of high school, and these kids are ready and able and ready to work. So I think more of that needs to be promoted because they don't all want to go to college, and they shouldn't have to. But they all don't need to be social media.
No, so what you're doing is giving solution, but what I'm saying is, do we need to consider did we just not go less money because the cost of live? You know what I mean? Like, is that what it is?
I think it's just the fact of opportunity. I don't think that there were opportunity. Now, I'm biased on this because I just feel like our black leaders over time did not lead. Okay.
Do you think we take advantage of opportunities?
You said what?
You think we take good advantage of opportunity?
I think once it's presented to you and it's something that you feel that you want, I absolutely do because I see it every day. If kids want to be auto mechanic people, as the PTSA president, I went out there, I was talking to somebody as a booster. They got an auto mechanic company. They can come in and do apprenticeships because the kids want it. So if they want it and it's there, they're going to take advantage of it.
All right, I don't think
that was afforded to people back in the day.
Okay. Let me, Japrice, you wanted to say something on that?
No, I just wanted to say that when, I don't know what it's actually called, but when you have like powwows with like a company or just like military or something, you come together and you talk about how you can improve. I don't think you need claps or accolades for doing something that you're already supposed to be doing. So I think that when we come together, it's okay to point out the bad. It's okay to point out what could be better, because there's always room for improvement.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let me do this, Aaron. I just want to make sure I move the microphone around a little bit. And JP just got here, so I'm gonna get him in. Nay, you straight? Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron. What you wanted to say?
Yeah.
I have a question for Flora. So the originating question is, what's the state of black men today, or how do we measure up to our counterparts? In answering that question, what percent would you say the murder rate should influence the answer? Should it be proportionate to the amount of people that's actually doing it, or should it be inflamed because of the nature of murder? Because it sounds like you're kind of favoring the latter.
That's a great fucking question, actually.
So if I can very quickly just address what I was going to say, because it applies actually to the question that was asked. And I think, oh crap, I lost it while I was speaking. Sorry.
Well, answer his question before you might get it back.
question. Can you just restate it real quickly? Because I was trying to make my
Sure.
point and I forgot it.
So the original question is, how do black men measure up, right? And in answering that question, what percentage of the murder rate that black men are responsible for should contribute to that answer? Should it be directly proportional to the percentage of murders contributed, or should it be inflamed because of the nature of murder?
So I think that it should be inflamed because of the nature of murder, right? I think we should be looking at crime in general, right? At the rate that it's happening in this country. Because now we're not just looking at Black people, we're looking at all the crime that's happening in America, let's say, if we want to narrow it down. And now, how can you be the smallest percentage of the male group in this country, but yet you are at the highest rate committing crimes? A lot of the times it's against your own people, right? And a lot of it is connected to the violent culture, right? So that's why I think there are just very direct connections that we're minimizing so that we can say not all Black people are doing this. I think it's pretty clear that not all Black people are criminals, not all Black men are. It's a very small percentage, whatever. But I'm talking about, why are we comfortable? And this is why I say comfort again, over representing violent criminals in this country, and specifically murderers. I just think we're comparing it to the whole landscape, right? We're taking it away from the Black utopia. When we're looking at all of the criminals, why are we okay being majority of the murderers, which are some of the most violent criminals? Why are we okay with that?
Get a response.
And that's adding in the fact that there might be some who are not convicted properly, who might be innocent too. That's still a very high number.
All right, so you're answering a question with a question. I'm not suggesting we should be comfortable with it. I never did. But what I am suggesting is that point of view kind of is doing two things. It's putting the cart before the horse and then taking the baby and throwing out the bathwater. I mean, you can focus on it all you want, and you're right. The nature of murder does have the effect of that, right? Does have an inflaming property to it, but that doesn't solve the problem, and it never will, right? I think really what we have to identify in culture is what makes the culture shit, not murder. Murder is a component that is a result of a shit culture. You got to put the cart and the horse in the right spot.
Culture. It's a result of violent culture. It's a result of violent culture. And when the culture is aimed at,
was he finished?
That should be a concern. That's why I say you guys
make sure he makes it.
Because
Flora, let him go ahead and make the point. Let him go ahead and finish his point, though.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
So I'm just trying to.
They're kind.
No.
He's kind of rhetorically like saying. Go ahead.
No, that wasn't a question. That was a statement. Shit culture is responsible for violence, which then becomes a component of culture. Violence didn't show up first. Shit culture led to violence. We're not proud of ourselves. We're not proud in the way we dress, the way we speak. Like we don't love ourselves. That in turn leads to not trying hard in the workforce, right? It leads to poverty. It can lead directly to violence, but we're not predisposed to violence as people. And it sounds like that's the road you're getting ready to go down. What came first was the shit culture, and it led us to violence. So in order to solve the violence, let me finish. Let me finish. In order to solve
there's no need
the violence component, you have to first solve the shit culture. Are you going to treat the disease, or are you going to treat the symptom is the question. Treating the symptom is not going to cure you of the virus, my dear.
I see. Okay, let me read these super chats real quick. What's poppin' fantasy? Jay Prince, I got you.
Hey guys.
Big Bad Bull with the 20 ball says, let's give Flora a break tonight. She's being productive. Alfred, he said, this is going to be a bit long, pause, so please have some patience. I just became a member. Salute.
Shit like that.
This platform is genuinely refreshing, especially with the way DJ Hemp conducts the show. Appreciate you. With that said, I'll do another super chat for my point.
Shit like that.
T.O. with the $5 says, y'all here really fighting for Flora tonight. Okay, let her Tourette's kick in. Y'all gonna see. Lauren Mack with the $5 says, Hemp without shades look less like a statistic we listed today. God damn, man. To see Island Girl with 2000 says, Sway lying. Alfred, But the 20 ball says both Fantastic and Sway have valid points, but Fantastic is making a point on the root cause, but she's being disingenuous. For non-fatal violent crimes, white people lead. When murder gets in, yes, black people lead. To be continued. Zach Gould with the $2 says she's easily cut. I don't know what that means. Said could have said 1% of black men committed the murders. Lamar Black attack was popping with a 200. Is that yen?
Yeah, yen.
Sway cooked y'all ass. Shout out to Sway. Big Bad Bull. He said, more credit for Flora. She's actually making a perfect point. If we are focusing on the black community and what needs to be need and what we need to, as Hamp says, eradicate most, dudes seem to have PTSD when she joins a discussion. Relax. Drop JP so I can come up. God damn, you're not even in the back. Hold on. When you get in the back, we'll swap out. Snuggles with the $2 says, "Can I join the panel and give my 2 cents?" Yeah, of course. You always here. Alfred Johnson with the $10 says, "You got to be on camera." Alfred Johnson with the $10 says, Slay is focusing on murder, but murder is one of the more than 10 violent crimes on that UCR Part 1 offense. Who is creating these murders? Black women. Black men are the most involved fathers. Stanisha with the $5 says, DJ ellipsis. Flora is the female JP. Both rode the short bus and eat crayon. Come on. What the hell? Shout out to Martin Luther King with the 20 ball. Drop Fantasy Island. She ain't say shit yet. God damn.
Bye.
Fantasy, somebody gonna bring you back, man.
Put him in the fucking bed. Get him out.
Damn,
Come on.
James. Sean Brewer with it to us says, magnet school is public. Same. Alfred Johnson with the $5 says, "This is my last post. I don't want to empty my account like a dude who is visiting the strip joint for the first time." Crime is intraracial. Congo, which Poppin said with the $10 says, "Sway and Fantastic is saying Slayer platforms and talking outside of this live only deal with the negative side of men.
Men, they need therapy."
Snuggles with the $2 says, "Is cutting people off a sign of violence?" No. Enos with the £5 says, "The fact that Fantasy Island girl covered up her attachments, she put in the bathroom. Damn, LOL, someone will put her in the bathroom." Yeah, well, you know I make everybody cover up, but she covered up. Hank Deasy with the $5 says, "This is my first time seeing Flora, but she cooking in my opinion." Gary Grant with the $5. What's up, Mr. Grant? 6,000 murders by black men compared to 169,895 abortions by black women. Who are the violent ones?
You guys keep changing the conversation. Oh my goodness.
Ian Poole with the $5 says, "Sooner than later, men's behavior is gonna be women's fault. I can see it coming." Uh-oh. Green said, "Bring fantasy back." Man. All right.
Come on.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.